All right, I got them frozen here. They've been on sale for a long time at a local food market. Chicken thighs. This is what I'm going to use for my Achiote barbecue chicken. Now, the good thing about this is the chicken is buy one get one free. See, at the market here, and the price is $1.99 a pound. So this makes it like 99 cents a pound, which is a pretty decent price for chicken size, even before the big time food inflation set in. So this is a very money saving way of cooking. So what I'm going to do is on Friday, a few days from now, I'm going to cook it up, barbecue it with Achiote. Now, the thing that's interesting is I've done these videos before about the Achiote miracle. By the way, I'm going to have a link below to the recipe, except that in that case I had about half as much chicken, so whatever the recipe says below, just double it. Very simple. At the other video. So anyway, what happened is one of the people watching it on one of my Achiote videos gave me a very good suggestion on how to make the Achiote chicken even better than it already is. Basically, supercharging the taste. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that in a few days, which will be just like a few seconds from now for you guys. It's a couple of days later, and the chicken thighs have defrosted. So I placed them on towels on wire racks, and just to let them dry out a little bit. And tomorrow I'm going to brine them. All right, it's the next day now, and it's brining day. Now I have a mix here of 2 tablespoons of kosher salt, and I mixed in 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. It gives a nice little sweetness to the flavor, just a little bit. You barely notice it, but it's a nice counteractive to the salt. So the brining process, first put some underneath the skin here. See, you don't need a lot, by the way, of salt here or brine, and then just on top, add to the bottom, same thing, and that's it. And I'm going to put them on these wire racks here, and then just let them brine overnight. And tomorrow will be the big day of making the Achiote marinade. So that's where most of the work will be done. This is fairly easy, just brining. Now, by the way, one thing, brining will actually make your chicken much, much juicier because it breaks down the meat inside. That's how it works. So anyway, we'll see you tomorrow, which in your case will be just in about 2 seconds. So start counting. 1, 2, 3. And it's the next day. And I already have my ingredients out for the Achiote mix. What I did is I put together my spices, cumin, crushed peppercorn, and salt. By the way, one thing on the salt, before my recipe called for 2 teaspoons of salt. However, since I'm brining it, you know what? There's plenty of salt in the chicken from the brine, so I only used 1 teaspoon of the brine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to squeeze off 4 limes, 6 oranges, and I'm going to crush 1 full thing of 3.5 ounces of Achiote paste, the basic ingredient for this whole thing. One other thing on the, I'm also, you know what, the recipe calls for about 6 cloves of garlic, but you know what, I'm going to use a whole bulb, which I know is more than 6 cloves. You know, you can't go wrong with garlic. Now, I am going to show you something extremely, extremely important about how you have to prepare the garlic, which is going to help supercharge the taste of the Achiote and ultimately the chicken. In fact, what I'm going to show you in just a little bit about the garlic, keep it in mind for other purposes in cooking. This is a very, very important, something I learned about garlic. So anyway, I'll get right back to you after I'm done squeezing it all out, and then I'm going to show you about how to prepare the garlic, which is extremely, extremely important. So all that remains now is I'm going to basically just paint. It's like painting. I'm going to paint the marinade onto the chicken, put them all in a bag, or 2 bags actually, here, and then leave them overnight. Okay? Do that side. Uh-oh, you know what? I better be careful with my clothes here. Okay. Just want to make sure. Actually, I could probably just toss them in the bag and toss the marinade in after them, because that's what I'm going to do anyway. But just to make 100% sure, then I just put them in the bag, and I'll do the same thing with the other chicken thighs. So, those 6 oranges and 4 limes, as you can see, they're now juice, nice and citrusy. They're going to serve as a great marinade base. So I'm going to add my spices to it. That's the cumin, the crushed peppercorns, and the salt. So just add that in and mix it in. Now it doesn't look so orange. Take a look. Looks kind of a brownish color. That's going to change, by the way. And then here's how the reason why it's going to change the color is because here, this is the main ingredient, the Achiote. Now, by the way, be careful handling it. Don't, you see, get it on your fingers and stuff. Don't be rubbing your clothes, because you're going to have a hard time, even after like 5 washings, you might have a hard time getting that stain out. So, you know what? After you're done handling the Achiote, wash your hands off so you don't get it on your clothes. Now, just kind of, all you got to do is just kind of crush, kind of mush it down. It's kind of a pasty sort of thing. You just crush it up so it's easier to dissolve. See? By the way, I'm going to put this through a blender, so it's going to get fully dissolved. But you don't want to just drop the entire chunk in there. And then after I'm done putting the Achiote, crushing it and putting it into the mix here, I'm going to show you, really important, and why the last ingredient is going to be the garlic. And this is something you want to take note of for other kinds of cooking as well. And now, I'm going to show you why the last thing I'm doing is the garlic. You must, one thing, when you handle the garlic, you don't slice it, you don't even crush it. You've got, whoops, here we go. No, you got to mince the garlic. You have to mince it. And and now some of you are thinking, oh yeah, no problem. I'll just pick up a jar of the minced garlic at the store. Guess what? That minced garlic is pickled. And it doesn't have the full effect, not even close to the full effect of the garlic. Now the thing is about garlic, when you damage the cells, it releases its flavor. So the more damaged the cells are, like I'm going to show you with mincing, you definitely you're going to be damaging the cells. Actually, it's a good thing. And the more you do that, the more you're going to have a flavor release. Now, one thing though, if you wait too long, like let's say I mince these and wait, like take a break, watch some TV or something, and come back in about half an hour, it's going to lose a lot of its flavor. You gotta use it at pretty much at its peak. So I'm going to show you what happens. Now, when you mince it, this solid garlic, it's actually going to have like be a little bit liquefied, like a paste, and it's so good. It really releases those flavors. But that flavor of that minced garlic is going to go into my marinade and ultimately into my chicken. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to see here. Now, when you want to mince, let me just show you real quick here. When you want to mince, just cut little slices like this on all of these. Here we go. And then you just see, and that's mincing it. Just keep on doing it. I'm going to do it with all of these. I want to do it all together. It's easier when you do them all together, but see, like that. See, it's already getting kind of a little bit pasty. All right. I've been mincing it for a few minutes, and now it's kind of got a little bit of a liquidy, pasty texture to it. You'll know when you do it. So this is beyond chopped garlic. This is minced. This is truly minced now. Boy, I'll tell you, I can really smell that flavor. It's really strong. But you know what? Don't want to wait very long, because right now it's at peak. It's at peak. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take that garlic, probably a little more than I need, but you know what? My philosophy is you can never have too much garlic flavor. And here's the marinade. And the last ingredient that goes into it, here we go. Oh, that beautiful. It's going to impart a nice garlicky flavor to the marinade. Now, the final thing is into the blender. I'm going to basically I'm going to blend from left to right, start at a slow speed, work my way up to high speed till everything is really, really thoroughly blended. I know some people say, oh, you could just use a spoon, mix it. You don't. No, you know what? Use the blender. There we go. And start the blending process. When I'm done, the marinade will be ready to apply to the chicken. Maybe it's a good idea to put the plug in, right? Yeah, putting a plug in is a good idea. There we go. And now that marinade has been thoroughly blended. And see? Very, very fun. Now something seems to be missing. Well, let me give it a taste here. Oh yeah. Oh my God, oh yeah, you can definitely taste the garlic in here. But you know what's missing? Here, let me show you. Let me scoop the bottom. Look at this. Here, take a look. Look what's missing. Or it seems to be missing. It actually isn't. But remember that minced garlic I put in there? Thoroughly and completely dissolved and absorbed by the marinade. In other words, there's absolutely not a bit of solid garlic left in here. This is all suffused in a liquid. So that's how I know I did a good mincing job on it. If you just put some chopped garlic in there, you're going to have pieces. But also, got to realize the citric acid from the oranges and the limes, that helped, that worked to dissolve the garlic. So now is the final part of the process for today. I'm going to coat the marinade on the chicken thighs and then put them in Ziploc bags for overnight for tomorrow. All right, I got the 10 chicken thighs bagged up in 2 bags and mixed with the marinade. However, I purposely left some marinade left over because tomorrow, that's what's going to supercharge the flavor. Just before I smoke it, I'm going to give it a final basting. That's going to make a big difference. So, see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so now, my favorite part of this. Let's see, you know, I supercharged the flavor with both that minced garlic and the and especially by basting it just before I smoked it. You saw what I did. I basted it again. Oh, now look, nice. I don't know if you can see that. Nice. It looks juicy. Let's see how it tastes. Texture, but let's see how the flavor is. Mmm. 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 Oh yeah. It's definitely has a heightened flavor. Now, what I really like, I told you I'm very fussy about barbecue chicken. What I really love about this Achiote chicken is that it's the texture. It's juicy and yet it's not mushy. Here's the problem: you have barbecue chicken, a lot of times it's way too dry. And then on the other hand, if it's juicy, it's like juicy yet mushy. But this has nice and solid, thoroughly cooked. It's an incredible flavor. It's Achiote chicken. Definitely, if you ever give it a try, you'll see what I'm talking about. By the way, it was a good idea. If you remember, I said, normally this recipe would call for, used to call for 2 teaspoons of salt. I used 1 teaspoon kosher salt. Kosher salt's a little less salty than regular, but I used 1 teaspoon because you already had plenty of salt when I brined it. So you got plenty of salt. So it's not too salty, but it has just the right amount of salt on it. It's so good. So good. See you later. It's the next day, and I have my Achiote chicken pieces, thighs, cooking on the sides of the Weber grill. Now, if you notice, the center part has no coals because after I sear, I'm searing both sides now. Right now I'm doing 6 pieces. I got 4 more pieces. When they're finally done searing, they're all going to be in the center there. So they're going to be heated indirectly with the top on top of the grill to smoke. Should be about half an hour, 40 minutes. I'm going to have a thermometer in one of them to regulate the to tell me the temperature. So I'm looking for actually 165. But you know what? I'll take it up to 170. Now, one thing, just a little footnote here, man. I'll tell you, I really need another person to help me with recording these cooking videos, because yesterday, while doing my video, especially the part where I was mincing the garlic, man, I completely threw my back out of whack. I had to lie down when I was done with that video yesterday, I had to lie down for at least half an hour, and then I got a pain in my side from a cramp, and somehow or another a wave of nausea hit me. I was okay, don't worry about me. I'm fine now, and guess what? After about an hour later, yesterday, I was perfectly fine. But man, you gotta, when you're doing a cooking video, and especially that part with the mincing the garlic, man, it's tough. You gotta kind of take awkward positions. Not great for the back or your muscles in general. Now, okay, so anyway, both sides are going to be seared. Right now I'm searing the skin side, then the bottom of it. Then I'm going to do the same exact thing for the remaining 3 pieces. And when we're ready to start smoking it, I'll get back to you. Alright, they've all been seared on both sides. So now, before I cover this up, I'm going to do something I didn't do before, and it should have been obvious. I'm going to supercharge the taste with more of this Achiote marinade. Oh, this stuff it's like golden, man. So far, the chicken has a real nice, I like this. You're looking for like a, it should end up with a nice red gold color to it. So let me, here, I got plenty of. So I made sure to leave some fresh marinade over from yesterday. This isn't recycled from those bags. Okay. And remember, these are supercharged with that minced garlic, remember? And it completely dissolved into the marinade, helped along by that citrus acid. So that really made a great difference. Let me just get these completely covered. If you notice here, I've got a thermometer. So when I cover this, I'm waiting for an internal temperature of at least 165. I think I'll let it go to 170 just to be on the safe side. Now, one final touch. Something that goes good with everything. I use this on almost all my food. It just gives an incredible flavor without overwhelming it. Some of you may be familiar with it. This is Goya Sazonador Total. Oh my God, this stuff I use it on everything. I use it on my eggs, when I fry onions, etc. So just put a light amount here. Maybe not so light, but it won't overwhelm the taste. Okay, so now, last thing to do, just cover it up. Oh, it should go to a temperature of around 300. Anything between 250, 350 is good. Should take 30 to 40 minutes to indirectly heat the internal of the chicken to 165. Well, actually, for me, it's going to be 170. I like to be on the safe side. So when it's all cooked up and ready to eat, I'll get back to you. Okay, so I've been cooking it low and slow for about an hour now. That's the best way to do it, low and slow. And it hit 165. Let's take a look. Oh my God, look at that. That's a beautiful, you know, not only do these Achiote chicken taste great, it's got that beautiful kind of golden red color, yellow red color. Oh my God. We're getting a few minutes. I'm going to see how it tastes. But right now I'm just going to put them aside, let it cool down a little bit. Now, my wife is going to later on, she's going to cook up the perfect accompaniment for this Achiote chicken is red beans and rice. So, but I'm going to try one piece for now. Okay, so now my favorite part of this. Let's see, you know, I supercharged the flavor with both that minced garlic and the and especially by basting it just before I smoked it. You saw what I did. I basted it again. Oh, now look, nice. I don't know if you can see that. Nice. It looks juicy. Let's see how it tastes. Texture, but let's see how the flavor is. Mmm. 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 Oh yeah. It's definitely has a heightened flavor. Now, what I really like, I told you I'm very fussy about barbecue chicken. What I really love about this Achiote chicken is that it's the texture. It's juicy and yet it's not mushy. Here's the problem: you have barbecue chicken, a lot of times it's way too dry. And then on the other hand, if it's juicy, it's like juicy yet mushy. But this has nice and solid, thoroughly cooked. It's an incredible flavor. It's Achiote chicken. Definitely. If you ever give it a try, you'll see what I'm talking about. By the way, it was a good idea. If you remember, I said normally this recipe would call for used to call for 2 teaspoons of salt. I used 1 teaspoon kosher salt. Kosher salt's a little less salty than regular, but I used 1 teaspoon because you already had plenty of salt when I brined it. So you got plenty of salt. So it's not too salty, but it has just the right amount of salt on it. It's so good. So good. See you later.
Subscribe to the Dummy Funnies now!